Wow, I haven't been here for so long, guys. It's not funny. It's kind of funny, but not funny. All right, so I want to do a Christmas message, and I'm going to draw a card from the Kuan Yin Oracle, which is kind of one of my most deeply spiritual of all oracle decks. And I also want to talk about a couple of things really, really quickly. One is that I just had a spiritual reawakening. And I've been really quiet for the last 2 months because I'm in a state of integration of some sort. And I wrote an article about it on my blog called Are You Dreaming You Are Spiritually Awake? And if you're interested in what that story is about, just go check the link out below. I just put it out last week. The second thing is that I'm going to do this little show called the I Am Symposium tomorrow at 11:11 on Christmas Day in the morning. And if you want to watch what I'm talking about, I'm going to talk about how to connect to your I Am essence, because her symposium is called the I Am Symposium. I'm just getting the cards ready. And, you know, the whole thing about this spiritual reawakening, this deeper emergence, in fact, radical re-identification with the peace that passeth all understanding has returned here. I want to talk a little bit about what I consider a shortcut to that, or a couple of shortcuts to that in your own life. So what am I giving you a shortcut to? Well, to peace. And you know, I had a couple people call me and tell me things recently, like a friend was coming to dinner tonight on New Year's Eve and he can't because his friend's husband just passed away last night. My former husband Fergus just got in touch with me, and his mom's had a really bad fall, last night, and is going to have surgery that maybe at her age, you know, a strong chance she might not make it through. Christmas is not always holiday season. Yuletide festivities, Christmas is not always easy and happy. Life keeps happening, right? Things happen that challenge our peace. My daughter had a hissy fit this morning, tossed a bag of chips at me and screamed at me. You know, I was pretty chill with that, actually, because, you know, I'm in this re-emergence of some kind of deep peace. But I understand why Christmas is hard for people, because you're supposed to be happy in the holidays and you're supposed to get your happy face on. And it's not always like that. My ex-husband had a coma, father of my children, Christmas 3 years ago. We thought he was going to die. I think we were pulling the plug literally like 3 days after Christmas, and then he had a miracle rebound, and yes, he's okay today. So, you know, for all of those of you having a hard time at Christmas right now, I'm going to make this card just for you, honestly, because I understand what that feels like. And I'm hoping you'll join me tomorrow at 11 o'clock. The sign-up link's below, 11 a.m. Christmas morning at Pacific time, 11:11. So 11, 12, 1, 2, 11 in the afternoon, Eastern time, etc. And if you don't come live for the half hour with Renee Baribeau on her I Am Symposium and you sign up below and you miss it, you can still catch the replay. So join us if you can. I would love to have you there. I don't know exactly how I'm going to talk about the I Am qualities which bring peace, but it's really about identifying with who you really are, the part of you, the real you that's beyond thought. And yes, the feelings engendered by thought, most of which is like a turbulent sea and a crazy-ass gale force storm for most of us. All right, so this is the deck, and I'm going to say for all of us out there who experience hardship and suffering, sadness, loss, grief, despair, and you know, sadness is, by the way, there's nothing wrong with sadness. I guess what I'm going to say is like sadness that isn't just welling up in the moment, but rather that can, you know, persist. Because I mean, anyone's sad in any given moment. There's a tenderness and a sweetness with sadness that I think is a quality of the soul itself. All right, so here we go. For those of us who've experienced hardship during the season called Christmas, what is this Kuan Yin message that may support your journey towards peace and the celebration of who you really are, which is that piece of you, that true you, the true you, which is beyond all suffering. Kuan Yin, what's your message for everyone today? Okay, it's called Radiant Moon of Compassion. I don't know what it means exactly, so I'll share with you in a minute. Radiant Moon of Compassion. And we just passed the full moon, actually, on the 22nd, so that's not too untimely. Radiant Moon of Compassion, number 23. I was gifted this deck by a friend of mine, Daniela. She's like a soul sister of mine, and it's one of my favorites for when I want to go a little bit deeper than the surface of reality, the apparent reality. Okay, radiant moon of compassion. Now there's a lot to be said. It's a long write-up, so I'm going to give you the highlights. The radiant moon of compassion. So Kuan Yin, Kuan Yin sits upon the radiant moon of compassion, pouring forth the spiritual strength needed for you to liberate yourself from lower vibrational energies of fear and judgment into the vibration of freedom, love, and peace, where you naturally belong. You are being urged to use this power now to grow spiritually and to free yourself from a situation that could draw you down. Well, I did ask you about how to sort of unhook from the negative emotional content that may be happening and the circumstances that may engender it and the thoughts that may fuel it at Christmas season for you. I'll read a bit more. Beloved, you are currently challenged by lower vibrational energies. This is not bad. In fact, you have called the situation to you so that you may grow spiritually. Kuan Yin is with you to ensure that you are victorious. These energies of challenge may appear to be external in the form of a person, place, thing, or situation, or a current or past relationship. They may appear to be internal in the form of a habit or a self-doubt, self-judgment, or the criticism of others. You can either choose to allow these energies to pull you down into fear and judgment, or you can choose to grow spiritually through the practice of compassion and liberate yourself into greater peace and love and freedom. Kuan Yin shines her radiant moon of compassion, reaching to you to allow her to nourish and lift you up, to help you as you choose to rise above, growing spiritually stronger as a result. Rising above, it doesn't mean bypassing. I want to be really clear. It's not about some kind of disconnected, dissociated, numb detachment. That's no more useful or real than the suffering self. That's the detached self, right? The numb self. I heard a study about psychopathology. Psychopaths actually are missing the compassion button and the empathy button. That's one of the reasons they can do things that they do without feeling remorse or guilt or shame, because they're missing that compassion and empathy energy, that button for those things. So Kuan Yin is urging you to have compassion. I say compassion for your own self, the self that suffers. Compassion does not mean becoming a doormat or indulging in the emotional sufferings or even manipulation or games of others that may seek to play from a partially aware and wounded state. It does not mean collapsing into sympathy and seeking to rescue others from their life choices and their experiences. Compassion rather is a recognition of the power of all souls to co-create their life experiences. And compassion is also the recognition of the struggle that humankind can experience in the process of spiritual growth, and a gentle, loving compassion for all humanity, not from a position of spiritual arrogance, but from a position of kindness and generosity of spirit. Compassion aligns you back to your soul light and to your own spiritual power, and it lifts you to freedom. Allow the beloved Mother to shine her radiant moon of compassion in your heart now, to help you free yourself from judgment and back into wisdom, discernment, and peace. You deserve nothing less, beloved. So that's the message. I hope it resonates. I hope it's helpful, even if you are in a happy mood. A little compassion, a little remembrance of the truth of who you are can always support that as well and deepen it. Sometimes it's easy to be happy when things are flowing and our circumstances are going the way we desire. And so we think we're at peace, but we're not tested. And the testing of peace is when things are disruptive and people aren't cooperating and circumstances are hard. And then that's where that deeper peace can be found, in this I am, in the I am of who you are, and I am as well. I am that, you are that. So tomorrow, 11/11, check it out. Also, my blog post link below. Hope you enjoy both of those. I'd love to see you at the I Am Symposium on Christmas Day, or I hope you can get a chance to enjoy the replay. And I'm kind of back from lounging in the vastness for the last month and a bit. Oh my gosh. All right, guys, see you soon. Love to you guys on Christmas. Mwah.